Christian home. I was a teenage mother, and society had already written me off and said, okay, this is where it stops. But my parents and my upbringing said, no, you can continue to go on and to educate yourself. So that was part of what my purpose was, to give back to others. So I want to inspire everyone else to find out what their purpose is. And I believe that part of that is knowing that who you are in Jesus Christ and what He's called you to do. The Bible has an answer for everything, and it's aligned. You can align it up with the Scripture. So one of the things that I talked about earlier is that we should not try to pleasure ourselves with the things of the world. If you seek after God and you seek after what He has for you, then you'll begin to fall into alignment of what your purpose is and what you're here on earth to do. So what if you don't know what your purpose is? You know, purpose is discovered by amount of ways. And most of the things I want to say, it's from hurt, pain, or different things like that. Because one of the things that you find out, and for me personally, I found out, I'm just like a company. I have a mission statement. And in my business, I have a mission statement, and it says what we stand for. In my personal life, I've written out a mission statement. So when something happens, or someone has called me to speak, if it does not align up with my mission statement, then I don't come. I don't care how much they're offering to speak. I just don't. I make sure that all of it aligns up, and then at the end of the day, what am I going to accomplish? Am I just going to accomplish coming and getting a check? Well, it's hard for people to believe, because when I actually talked to Ms. Petaway, she was like, so why do you do this? So I do have an amount of time that I do donate my services, because I believe that that's what I'm called to do as well. And then on the business side, when I do business speaking for large seminars, and I teach specialized tax industries, nexus taxes and things like that, then, you know, I'm being paid. So one of my things is that I believe what God has given to me, I need to give back in various forms. If I can just help one person, it doesn't have to be that I'm going to help a million people, but if I help one person and it changes their life, or it makes them think about something, or go out and go to that next level, then I've done what God has called me to do, regardless of what other people think. So that's another thing that we have to know. And then the pain that you went through, some type of pain, because we've all been hurt, but the pain doesn't have to define who we are. So if you've been hurt, those type of things, you can turn around, and that can become part of your purpose. I mean, one of the things that people, if they've been in bad marriages, one of the things you'll find them is that they're going to save their marriage, they'll try to work on those type of things, and then next they become marriage counselors, or they do marriage seminars. So they take that gift that they have and they turn it around for good. So you just got to know how to apply it. So I like to talk about the assessments, and it's called SHAPE. And it wasn't until I worked for a large ministry in Dallas, Texas, that I began to do some more different things, like the DISC assessment. I don't know, we'll talk about that. I don't know if some of you all have.
Very big on that.
Yes. One of my things was I had to learn about my spiritual gifts. So what type of gifts do you have? And for me, I know what I have. I have teaching and the heart, and then we talk about the abilities, the personality, and the experiences. So everyone has at least one spiritual gift that they can use. And your heart, once again, what drives you? What is it that draws your heart? What pulls you in? It could be that you have a heart for little kids. It could be that you have a heart for teenagers. What is it that tugs on you? That's how you know that you have a passion, and that's part of your purpose. Things that you really have close to your heart. So those are things. It can be circumstances. SPCA, dogs that are abused. It can be anything. It doesn't have to always be people related. So your abilities. So we talk about the innate and the natural and the acquired. And learn. So many of you have learned, because I see a lot of real estate agents here, and I used to be in mortgage, you've learned, or either you're a good salesperson. Some people just have it by nature. I cannot sell anything, so I tend to not even try. I know what my lane is, and anything that I cannot handle, I bring someone else in to do those things for me. So those are things that you've acquired, you've learned, and then your personality. When it comes to this, when I was at the church, I needed to know what type of people was I managing, because I was the CFO, so I'm working with so many different people. And one of the things was, when I took the DISC assessment, I was a high DC. And the lady, yes, the lady that gave me the DISC assessment, she said, you rarely see this. So what they said was, they have a negative word, but I take it and say, no, I'm just determined. The D stands for determined. And the C, I'm able to follow guidelines, I'm able to do those things. That's why I feel like God has equipped me, and I'm so good when I do audits and things. And when I go to tax court and I represent them because I'm an enrolled agent, then I go around and use it for good and positive. Let's always bring something positive out of it. Do you know the more you look at negative things, the more that you just make yourself suffer, and then you become toxic to other people. So if they have anything that's good about them, they're not going to want to be around you. And then if they do, sometimes we want to help you, but then when you get too toxic, then we'll say, yeah, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do for you. Because people that know their purpose, know their desires, know their dreams, know what track they're on, they're not going to participate in any of that negativity. They are not in competition with other people. They want to help other people. And so then education is another one. But in today's society, sometimes we put, and it's not wrong, sometimes we put a high value on education, but I've seen so many people who are successful and don't have the education. I have a client who has a $26.2 million company, and it started out of their garage. They have no education at all. They have no education at all. So they've been successful, and they know that God has orchestrated that business. And to a certain point, they've been able to manage it. Now that's where they need us to come in and do succession planning and help them with the next phase of how to get different women-owned business certifications and different things like that. So I tell you, well done, my faithful servant. Not just words, but you really want to live that type of life and emulate it every day and everywhere that you go. I have a motto, and my motto is be you, know you, and make a difference.
Thank you.